Hello guys, here is Keyang. This is the installation and maintenance video for Expert Advisor Rubber Band Trader. The project owner is Dr. Masood Sajadi. In this video, we will mainly introduce the installation and the maintenance for our Expert Advisor. And in the installation part, we will introduce how to import this Expert Advisor into the MetaTrader 4 and do the strategy test and the real trade. And for the maintenance part, we will briefly introduce the 4 parts of the code which were written by our group members, and we will also introduce their documents for the code. Okay, let's start. First, let's see the code. As we can see, this code are departed into 4 parts. The first one, which is the double top and the bottom. The second one is the strategy on moving average, and the third part is the head and shoulders. In these 3 parts, we use these methods to detect the trend, the different trend of the trading market. And in the 4th part, which is the lot, is the multi-lot. It acts as when we failed to make profit in some previous tradings. This method will add more lots on the following tradings, which means it will be more risky and it has a higher potential to recover your loss. Okay, first is the strategy on moving average, which were written by Hongjin Wan, and he got 2 functions. The first function, which means sharp, is used to detect the sharp of the code of the bar chart. As we can see from this graph, the sharp function can detect these sharps and to send buying orders and the selling orders. And when the sharp line is closing to the moving average line, the order will be manually closed. And here is the mainly logic of the code from for moving average. And we move to the double top and bottom, which were written by Hao Huang. In the double top and bottom, this code will detect when the double top or the double bottom of the code of the bar chart is appeared. And for example, let's see from this graph. And in this situation, if we see here will be a double top, and if we see that the double top is higher than the moving average, the Expert Advisor will also open a order. And the double bottom is also like this. And we can also see house description. It's a chart patterns that occur when the underlying investment move a similar pattern to the letter W or the letter M. And okay, let's move to the third part, which is written by Fernando. Here is the head and shoulders part. We can also move to the document as he drawn here. If there is a head and a shoulder, which is like a little mountain, the first top, the first peak, the second peak, and the third peak. In these situations, it will detect that the market will going down. And for the double and for the head and shoulder, which if it is revised, the situation is also the same. And okay, and we can also see their document for their class diagrams, sequence diagrams, which all of these informations can be found on the Confluence page. Here is the head and shoulders. And okay, for the installation, we can first we need to compile the code, and we will open the forex.com, which is the MetaTrader 4. And we find the Rubber Band Trader from the list. Here. And we modify the expert properties to what we need. And in our code, which we may need to make sure that we cannot both select the double top bottom and strategy on MA and the head and shoulders, which in the comment says, if you choose both as true, the head and shoulders will override the double bottom and the top. So in most situations, we can only let one method as true, and we also modify all of the external variables here. And when it's done, we just select the date we want to use, and we start the strategy test. And if we want to move the expert advisor to the real trade, we first need to remove the previous expert advisor. Click remove, and we just drag the rubber band trade into the bar chart and make sure it's EURUSD. We click OK, and when we see the smiling face, this rubber band trader was attached to this to our market, and it will automatically open and close orders for us. And okay, and if you need to see the total to see the completely document of the rubber band trader, here is also you can find on the Confluence, which is the EFTT team page. And I can also explain a little bit on the stake chart diagram. As you can see, we have totally 3 methods to open the order and to open the sell order and buy order, and we also have 3 methods to close the order. For Hongjing's code, which is the strategy on moving average, the order was closed manually by the method he wrote. We can see the graphs here. Yes, if the bar chart is getting close to the moving average, this expert advisor will manually close the order. And for the double bottom and top, and for the head and shoulders, the order are automatically closed. Here in the middle part is the logic of the head and shoulders, which to detect which type of the trend is like the head and shoulders. And for the double top bottom and the strategy on MA, we only have several criteria to detect the trend. And we also can have some input variables which is explained here. And we also have the history test and the forward test on our document chart. You can find all of the information you need here. And here is the installation and the maintenance. And here is the contact information. If you got any problems, you can contact the mailbox on here. Thank you. That's all.